Breath awareness practice. Find a relatively comfortable position for yourself, one where you feel safe, where you feel supported. Perhaps it's a seated position, or maybe standing, leaning up against the wall for support, or maybe it's lying down on your back, on your side, or on your stomach. Bring your awareness to your breath. You don't have to change it. There's no right or wrong to this practice. Just see if you can do your best to keep your focus and your attention on the breath. Notice any qualities that you may observe, like perhaps the breath is a little bit bumpy, or maybe it's smooth, maybe it feels choppy, or maybe it feels even, or maybe a combination of these things. Maybe you feel the breath is a little bit tense or tight, or maybe it feels relatively calm and relaxed. And notice the rate of the breath and the pace. Notice the depth. Does the breath feel shallow, or does it feel quite deep, or maybe somewhere in between, or maybe you don't know, and that's okay too. Notice the length of the breath, the length of the inhale compared to the length of the exhale. Maybe one feels a little bit longer or shorter than the other, or maybe they feel about the same. And see if you can notice if there is a pause or a little space or a gap between the inhale and exhale, or if it's one continuous cycle. And notice how the breath might be moving in your body. So see if you can tell how the body is responding to the inhale and to the exhale. Maybe some areas are more obvious, and maybe some are a little more subtle. And then bring your awareness to where the breath is entering and exiting your body. So perhaps it's in and out through the nostrils, or maybe today it's in and out through the mouth. And notice any sensations that you may be feeling as the breath enters and exits. Sensations at the tip of the nostrils, or throughout the nasal passageway, or perhaps as it touches the lips. And notice the temperature. Does the breath feel a little bit more dry and a little bit more cool as it enters, and maybe a little more warmed and a little more moistened as it exits? And can you tell if you're breathing more through one side of the nostril or the other, or a certain part of the lips or the mouth more than the other? And maybe you can even hear the sound of your breath. And maybe the sound on the inhale is a little bit different than the sound on the exhale. And then notice the most prominent characteristic of your breath. So, what stands out the most, and maybe what is the characteristic that you can most connect with? And just see if you can stay with being aware of that particular characteristic for a few more cycles. And thank yourself for the focus and the attention that you gave to your breath.